Distinguished chairs, fellow delegates. The Ambassador of Russia is extremely honored to be here at this opening ceremony of the Simun conference. The Russian delegation will do everything it can to address and reduce the threats that affect the globalized world we live in today. However, some issues can and will become sources of conflict between sovereign nation states if dealt in the wrong way, and can lead to greater instability than beforehand. Lately, we have seen an increasing number of foreign interventions of countries imposing specific agendas on other sovereign nation states under the guise of helping so-called troubled populations and countries. Russia strongly believes in the role of the UN, in particular the Security Council members, into helping nation states come to the aid of oppressed peoples and preserving the rule of law. But we must always remember that any form of military intervention, even sanctioned by the UN, is by definition an act of hostility and aggression, which must only be considered as an absolute last resort. The Russian delegation recognizes differences in opinions, will act strongly to find common solutions to the issues we are facing. Thank you very much.
If it's an international problem. It is an international problem.
We don't classify it as a domestic problem any longer. We classify this as a
I don't see how you classify this.
region. This is civilian civilians. We have to protect them. It's an international situation. It's a violation of certain international laws.
Yes, with international laws, our responsibility to protect first. Rising countries such as Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, we were very disappointed for what happened in Libya. You use this responsibility to protect, to intervene in Libya, and you propose a regime change. So will we be doing anything that is going for anything that goes towards the responsibility to protect?
Alright, what is your resolution on? Remind us.
Total ban on whaling.
So you're going to be against Francois or with Francois?
With what?
You know, are you for or against the resolution?
Oh, I'm for.
Okay. Good. Have you spoken yet?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, what did you speak on?
I spoke of water and managing water supplies. Oh.
Never mind. What did you say?
I said that water supplies are very important, that the UN has helped Tunisia, and that Tunisia wants to help all of other fellow nations in water.
Oh, because you did your opening speech, of course.
Yes.
The delegate of Philippines is convinced that we must continue our work in eliminating nuclear weapons and creating a nuclear-free zone to preserve peace in our very existence. The Philippines believes in the importance of the NPT and the success of our work as the only legally binding instrument that calls for the elimination of nuclear weapons. The successful 2010 NPT review conference showed a collective resolve of state parties to move further towards the elimination of nuclear weapons and the creation of a nuclear-free zone. We all share the NPT vision of a secure world for all and for future generations. This resolution will bring this vision closer to reality. We want a world that is peaceful and don't need the threat of nuclear weapons to affect the way we think. Please vote this resolution as it is the first step towards this goal. Thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Poland.
Let's know why does this delegate believe that treating the delegate of Poland would like to know why does this delegate believe creating a nuclear-free zone in the Indian subcontinent is necessary and even greater of need than in other regions?
The delegate of Philippines believes that the establishment of a nuclear weapon-free zone in the Indian subcontinent would act as a significant contribution to the development and consolidation of nuclear non-proliferation regime in this region. The Philippines welcomes a resolution like this one, restricting nuclear activities in the Indian subcontinent.
What can you see?
Delegate, please continue putting the
Sure. I see action. I hear solutions.
Delegate.
Delegates, please maintain decorum.
Conclusion. This resolution deserves to pass. And
I can't get through. I've been trying hard to reach you 'cause I don't know why. and talk to you. You can take a picture of something you see. In the future, where will I be? You could climb a ladder up to the sun, or write a solo, writing a song or two.
Did a resolution on nuclear energy, alternative energies, and environmental safety considerations.
Right.
Half of the delegates thought it was too vague, not enough details, but they didn't get the main point of the resolution. I went up there to tell them it wasn't about it was about funding and research. They did not understand. They started. I'm going to use it. And I got a bit lost, but in the end it passed.
Mauling you, I think, would be the more
Sorry?
appropriate. Mauling you as a lion.
Yeah, but it passed 44 to 38, something like that. So
Delegates,
I'm happy.
please go back to your seats? We're going.
Are you going to go up and speak? When? Now? Tomorrow?
Well, I don't know when it's coming.
Good. Good, then I can come here tomorrow. Miriam, your turn. So tell me about your impressions and if you've been up and spoken and what you have thought so far.
Yes, I did for each resolution.
Really? And? Was it intimidating?
Brilliant. No.
Good. And is it fun?
Yeah. No, it's a bit boring. Like for this resolution, right?
Are there any resolutions that are interesting?
Yes, ours. On women, for rights for women.
But when is that going to be debated?
We already debated this. I did Yeah, it was Russia.
The delegate agrees with what I said, the delegate of China. The Bashar-Assad party is not the only responsible for violence against civilians, therefore we believe that the amendment is not in order.
Thank you, delegates.
I think
Yeah.
that I did okay since the head man who is organising Simun came up to me and told me that I had my ground pretty well. Although it was challenging to be the only one vetoing some clauses, where China did come to my aid at some times, and I had some very helpful delegates in the committee with me, in the council with me that were.
Okay.
Delegates, please take your seats. Also, just note from the secretaries, please make your placards visible for all secretaries to be able to see and pass notes. Thank you.
Achieve the transition from a non-renewable energy dependent world to a cleaner and safer world. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. Is the delegate open to any points of information?
Any and all.
The delegate has opened himself to any and all points of information. The chair will allow...
When, as mentioned in clause 13, as this is not very well described.
Okay. Clause 13 will allow investors allow to reduce barriers. Currently, we have a lot of countries that have barriers on different steps to allow the development of nuclear and alternative energies, and this clause will discourage these barriers. So investors will have more power and will have better power to invest in these domains.
Request for a follow-up.
The delegate of Japan would like to express her support for the resolution submitted by the United Mexican States, as the Empire of Japan is against the abolition of death penalty. This delegate would like to remind her fellow delegates that in countries such as Japan, the death penalty is strongly supported by its population. Furthermore, countries that support death penalty as an ultimate resource, such as Singapore and Japan, have very low crime rates and are considered as some of the safest places on earth. Therefore, this delegate thinks that in some areas where the death penalty is set as an ultimate and rare punishment, the abolishment could lead to a rise of the crime rate, thus having a negative consequence. Finally, the delegate of Japan urges member states to support the regulation of death penalty, as does this resolution, rather than completely abolishing it. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. It is not complicated. What we are applying is capital punishment only to certain people who commit the most extreme and hateful crimes. There will always be killings, children who become serious victims, and maybe genocides to come. Most of the delegates in this committee might be asking why a human rights resolution would be for the death penalty. We are not necessarily for capital punishment, but we believe that abolishing it completely will not bring humanity at its peace. Here's something to think about. When one willingly and consciously knows of his horrendous acts which directly violate the human rights, why should this person have the luxury and easiness of knowing that his maximum punishment could be life imprisonment? It is nevertheless behind bars, but it is paid for, assures health care and food. This resolution is moderation between two extremes, with no death or death. We say some. Aiming moderation is achieving perfection. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate.
Plain talking, take us so far, broken down car, like strung out old stars, plain talking, served us so well, we traveled through hell, know how we felt.